So we're starting a new unit called Spreadsheet. Okay, so the lesson objectives are to understand what is meant by the term computer model, to be able to enter text, numbers, and formula into a spreadsheet model. Okay, let's start off by looking at what a computer model is. Have a little think about what a computer model refers to. Have you heard of this term before? Take a look at these pictures. What do you understand by computer modeling? Okay, have a little think. You can pause this video if you like. And you can also think about how many types of computer models can you think of if you know what computer modeling is. Okay, what is a computer model? Computer models are often used to predict and investigate how real-life devices or processes might behave in different situations. So, for example, engineers, they use models to predict the effects of extreme weather and earthquakes on designs for new buildings and bridges. Aircraft manufacturers, they use models to test the aerodynamics of new designs. Weather forecasters, they use models of the atmosphere to predict the weather. And businesses, they use financial models to investigate ways of making more profit. Right, spreadsheet modeling. Spreadsheets are often used to model real-life situations. They can help predict the likely outcome of a certain decision. So, for example, if you own a business and you wanted to find out what if I reduce the price of my product, okay, how much profit will I make? Or what if I increase the amount of money I spend on advertising? How much money will I be spending on advertising, and so on? Okay, right, so this is what a spreadsheet looks like. Now this is Microsoft Excel. If we were in school, we would be using Microsoft Excel. However, we'll be using a similar software package called Google Sheets. Okay, we did look at it last term, and it looks similar to Microsoft Excel with just a slight difference. Okay, that's pretty similar if you look at it. Okay, but we'll be using this one. So before I introduce you to Google Sheets, let me tell you what cell referencing refers to. Okay, so we have columns. Okay, columns are labeled with letters. Okay, and then we have rows, and these are numbered. Okay, now each box or rectangle in a spreadsheet, it's called a cell. Okay, so we have column, we have row, and each one of these boxes, they are called cells. Now we have this thing called cell referencing. Okay, so for example, E5 is a cell reference. So this one, the column is E. Okay, the row is 5. We have the 5th row, and we have the E a column. Okay, so the cell reference number, or the cell reference for this particular cell, would be E5. Okay, so we always start with the column and then the row. So I mean, you can think of cell reference as column and then row to make it easier. Okay, so you always start with the column, E, for example, and then row, the number. Okay, and then this is the cell reference. So let's do a little activity before we move on to the main task. In this grid, I have hidden a name of a special guest. Okay, what you need to do is you need to figure out who that guest is. Okay, by looking at the cell reference and then writing down the letter. So for example, let's do the first one together. Right, I can see L in this cell. Okay, so remember, we are looking at the column first, so that's C, and then the row 2. Okay, so over here I write down C2. Okay, and then the letter and this cell is L. Okay, so we will write L here. What I would like you to do is I would like you to figure out where the other letters are. Okay, write down the cell reference, write down which letter is in that particular cell. Okay, and then once you've finished this, you will find out who the special guest is. Right, the next big thing. TNBT is a talent show that launched in the USA last year. It was so successful that the producers are planning to launch it in the UK. They need to do some financial planning and modeling to make sure they make a good profit. You are going to build a spreadsheet to help them with their plans. So by the end of the lesson, you'll make a spreadsheet which will look similar to this. Okay, so let's take a look at today's task. Right, what I would like you to do first is open up the worksheet from Google Classroom. Okay, and I would like you to copy the votes, only the votes, okay, this spreadsheet. Okay, so as you can see over here, we have phone votes and then we have text votes. Okay, over here we have phone and then we have text. What I would like you to do is I would like you to copy these figures into the correct cells. Okay, now once you've done that, we will then learn how to calculate the income, okay, which is pretty simple. I have copied all the votes in these cells. What I have to do now is I have to calculate the total income, or the income first and then the total income of the phone votes. Okay, now the way to do this on a spreadsheet is by using formulas. Okay, so on D13, what you have to do is you have to write the following formula. Right, equals, and then we will type in C13, okay, and we are timesing this particular number with 0.55 because this is for phone. Okay, we'll times it, so asterisk to multiply 0.55. Okay, now if you press enter, you will get your total, or the income for this particular week. Okay, now if you do not get the pound sign, don't worry. Okay, all you have to do is you go up here and then click on the pound sign. Okay, now we need to also work out the total for each week. Now, one quick way of doing this is by, instead of rewriting the formula over and over again, we could just, you see this square over here? Okay, when you get this plus sign on your cursor, just click on this and drag it down. Okay, and there you go. The formula has been duplicated. Now this is called relative referencing. Okay, now we have the total for each week. What we have to do now is we have to calculate the total income. Okay, how would we do that? Right, we will use another formula, but this time we will use equals sum. Okay, now sum means adding everything together, okay, or adding two things together. So equal sum, open brackets. Okay, now what we do is we are adding all these cells together. Okay, so we can just click on this one. Okay, and then we just drag it down. Okay, see what's happening over here? And then when you press enter, you get the total amount. Okay, that was simple. Now what I would like you to do, I've shown you how to do this. Can you copy down the votes for the text votes, okay, from the sheet. Work out the income. Now I'll give you a hint. Instead of using 0.55, you use this one, okay? And then you work out the total income, okay, for all the weeks. Now, once you have done that, you can start formatting the spreadsheet. Once you have entered all the data, including the total income, okay, remember you have to enter the correct formula and not just enter the values, okay? We will now be formatting the spreadsheet. Okay, the first thing we can do is we can add the logo. Okay, now I have saved this logo on Google Classroom so that you can use it. What you can do is let's add the logo over here, okay, in this cell. So we go on to insert, okay, image in a cell, okay, find your image, okay, right, there you go. But there's an issue over here, it's very tiny, okay. Now one way of making this bigger is just dragging the cell, okay. Drag this down, see that? Okay, it's a bit bigger, and if we drag it this way as well, it will become even bigger, okay. Now once we've added in the logo, can you see this in the back? It's all white, isn't it? So what we have to do is we select a few of the cells. I think this should be fine. Okay, once you've selected these, we click on this icon over here. It says merge cells. Now if I click on this, see what happened? Okay, and the reason why mine is green is because of this background. I can just change it to white, okay, but the writing's gone now. I can change that to a different color, okay. Okay, there you go. Right, let's change it to green, okay, and then I can make it bold. As you can see, the title is right in the center. Now we can also do that as well. Right, what you have to do is you have to click on this one and click on the middle icon, okay, and then we click on this and again the center icon, okay. Now we can make this bigger, okay, just a little bit smaller, do fine, okay, and you can just change the color, the background color. Again, use the bucket tool. Okay, let's just go with the same theme. And we also have this one, okay, phone votes. Again, we'll just merge the cells. So you just highlight the 3 cells, go to merge cell, okay, center it, and then we can make it a little bit bigger, okay, and you can change the color, the background color, okay. Now let's just change that, make it bold, okay, and this one's cool. Right, now I've shown you how to do how to format using a few different techniques, okay. So we can use this merge tool, we can also add borders, we can change the color of the background, we can change the font size, how it looks. What I would like you to do is complete the rest of the spreadsheet